So yes, we're here to launch the academic program that we've called Bright Start. So we'll first give you a little rundown of the company, of the program itself, and then Peter will come back and explain a little bit about the products that that we offer. Okay. So we're a Scottish space software company. So based, we have two principal offices in Dundee and in Edinburgh. So we're in the evening right now. Founded in 2011, Peter was one of the co-founders. It started as a consultancy and then moved on to mission and product development through the years. So today we sell our products throughout the world. We cover, in fact, most of the time zones. And you'll see a little bit maybe later on about some of the universities we've worked with as well. What we offer as a company are off-the-shelf and readily available flight and ground software products. These products are already widely used. They've been tested in flight, so they are flight proven. Products are component based, which means that not only can you build your software quite quickly, but you can also customize it quite easily and adapt it to the specific needs of your mission. As I said, we're flight proven. We have launched on 24 spacecraft. We have more than 30 customers today. We also have partnerships with a couple of key companies that serve as resellers and support providers. And we've also had the same software products used on the start of constellations or early stage constellations. So you see some of our key customers in the line below. So we've used quite big customers. We're passionate about space. What we do know is that the academic environment is a very fertile ground for new technology and ideas. And so what we want to do is to help support the academic community to nurture the skills and to help it develop the skills of the new generation of engineers which will come in the future. So the problem we know, however, is that student projects often operate on very small or even inexistent budgets, which means that they can't necessarily get access to sort of efficient and reliable software. And so what we want to do is, or what we have done, is created a specially designed program to help build the skills and also to support university projects or academic projects through their development. So we've called this the Bright Start program, as we called it at the beginning. And so we'll just now talk a little bit about a few of the details. So there are three major elements to this. First is the license plans. So we will have a couple, as you will see, which are either free or discounted, it's a bundle of flight and ground software for academic use. The other axis on training and support, which is designed to provide as many channels as we can to provide support to the academic community and those who use the products. And the third, and not the least important, is sponsorship. So what we have decided is that we will support free flight and ground software bundles for 3 missions per year. And we'll give some details about how you apply for that later on. So there are basically 2 licensing plans. The first one is the classroom license. So if you're going to use the flight and the ground software in a purely classroom environment, i.e. not for flight, so for evaluation, for learning purposes, or for teaching, then it's entirely free of use. And you can use it for free as long as you do that. If, however, you want to intend to fly the spacecraft, then there is a cost associated with the flight license. You have to purchase a flight license. The figure you see there is a headline amount. The actual way we intend to function is a one-off cost of $14,000. The headline cost comes from dividing that by 36 months, which is a typical 3-year mission duration. But the approach at the moment is just simply have a one-off cost independent of the length of the mission or the length of time that you take to develop your flight hardware. It's important to note that both licenses basically come with the same set of features and the same training and the same support. So to be eligible for academic licensing, firstly, your intent must be use the software as part of research teaching at an accredited degree granting establishment. And furthermore, you cannot use these licenses for commercial gain or direct revenue generating capacity. So we're really focusing on academic and on learning applications, not on commercial applications. So to apply for an academic license, you can either go to the website, the link is shown there. The QR code, if you can scan it, should send you to the same link. The academic licensing starts on the 1st of September, just the time to set it up, but you can fill in the form from the present time. So it's inevitable that using the software you'll need support. And so we foresee training and access to support through the program. Now, it's not a commercial license, and so we don't offer individual help desk support, but we do provide lots of different options. So first is the support forum. So the idea is once a member, then you have access to a forum, which provides a support community, as many forums do. So it's the idea is to be able to connect with teams across the world to provide mutual help and support. We will also provide group training sessions with question and answers, which we will do regularly. We say just afterwards, it'll be quarterly, but we have a slide on that just after, which is available to anybody who's a member of the program. We're trying to promote as much as we can collaboration across multiple teams and across multiple establishments through the training and the support forums. And while we don't provide individual help desk support, we do regularly monitor the forum for particular issues, and if particular issues come up then that require our help, then we will convert them into tickets, which is our way of managing the problem internally. So in terms of the training support session plan, the aim is to have regular virtual training sessions, group training sessions. We will alternate that with surgery question and answer sessions. And we can and will indeed hold regular sessions at industry events, such as SmallSat. We'll be doing that next year. And we will also do a forum poll. So we use the forum to establish sort of key points that require additional support through our teams, our technical teams. So the idea at the moment is that the training and the virtual surgery will alternate on a quarterly basis. That's our plan at the present time. So the third axe that we talked about was sponsorship. So as we said, we're passionate about what we're doing, and we really like to be a part of some of the most exciting missions. So what we've proposed at the start of each academic year is to select 3 missions, which will get the academic flight license completely free of charge. So it'll be a competition, basically. So what you need to do is tell us about your mission by completing a form on the website. The form to fill in, again, there's a QR if you want to scan it, it should send you to the link on the website where you can start filling in the form already. I went a bit too fast. So the application process is open till the 15th of October of this year, for this year's group, of course. It's open to staff or to students at any degree granting establishment. And again, we repeat, it's not for commercial gain. We have terms and conditions which you can find on the website, but the selection process will be done by the end of October, and we will announce the winners on the 1st of November of this year. So that's the basic coverage of the academic license. What Peter will do now is just describe a little bit the two products that you will get access to as part of that license.
Thanks very much, Andrew. So yeah, these products are products that, as Andrew said, we've been selling to companies across the world and to some existing universities and schools, and they're well used and have a great deal of flight heritage, and we've found them to be very effective in being able to put together missions rapidly and to be very valuable for achieving successful missions. And we've had good feedback from customers and from universities who've used them in the past. So there's two products here that I'm going to tell you a tiny bit about. The first is our flight software development kit, which is much like a kind of a big bag of Lego bricks that will help you build flight software that's specific to your individual mission. And that works very well with the mission control software, which I'll come on to in a moment. So the idea of the flight software development kit, or what we call the FSDK, to save me saying all of those words, is that it helps you create mission-specific software in a way that suits the needs of your mission, but to get there more quickly with reduced risk and with a well-proven architecture that makes for reliable and well-architected software. The way that it's built out of these software components that allows you to choose what elements you want in your mission, allows you to adapt to lots of different mission types very quickly and to scale from simple to more complex situations. So the FSDK itself is something that it's a set of tools that you install onto your computer, and it comes with a very large library of software components for things like support for a wide range of hardware platforms, for a wide range of hardware subsystems, but also all of the main features that you would want from your flight software. So the main advantages of using the FSDK is that it will really get you to where you want to be much more quickly. It will reduce your risk because you're getting access to flight-proven software components and a flight-proven framework and flight-proven tools, but you're not sacrificing the uniqueness of your mission. So what the software does and the way it does it is completely under your control. And so just like with using Lego bricks, it gives you a huge amount of flexibility to adapt to a wide range of situations and to create something that you want and that meets your needs. And the scalability of the system means that it can tackle anything from very simple missions through to quite complex missions, including missions that have large numbers of onboard computers or complex payloads, that kind of thing. As Andrew was saying, we are really proud of supporting our software, and we engage with all of our customers to help support them through the use of the software, and not just day-to-day help of being able to access and use the tools, but also help and advice in terms of best practices and everything that we've learned over the nearly 10 years that we've been building flight software and mission software. So, as Andrew was saying, we will give access to that through the forums and be able to share with you also at the sessions that we will run. So the flight software development kit is one part of it. That's what is on board the satellite. It helps you create your mission-specific flight software. To complement that, we have the mission control software, the MCS, which is ground software, which will integrate with a ground station and will allow you to perform monitoring, control, and automation of your satellites. And what's interesting about the FSDK and the MCS is that they integrate really well together. And as you are building your flight software, the tooling will capture a description of how the system is built and what it can do. And that is then exportable through to the mission control software and configures it ready for use. And this allows you to rapidly create software, operate it in, for example, a lab environment, to test it, to work with it, and then to iterate that process again and again, and to do that without requiring a large amount of configuration. So the mission control software will fulfill all of the kind of basic needs that you need for operating a mission. So covering your monitoring and control needs. It has a fully featured UI to allow telemetry visualization and archiving. You can monitor telemetry to set up alarms to warn you when telemetry is indicating potential failure scenarios. You can automate passes, and there's an extensive scripting interface which you can then use for scheduled passes and automated passes to allow unattended operations for your satellites. So the combination of the FSDK and MCS is really what gives you kind of the power of being able to play with the system and to be able to get a lot out of it. And that's why we're not kind of doing these things separately. We're putting them together because that gives the greatest ease of use. So these two products, it sounds like we're maybe going to kind of give you everything you need. And what could you possibly learn from this as a student? Well, I think an awful lot. And that's one of the beauties of using the flight software development kit, is that we provide you with all of the off-the-shelf software components. You're not required to use them, and they're all available as source code. So there is a huge opportunity to learn from the components that are there, to write your own, and to be able to place those within the framework that we provide. The framework that we provide is relevant. Well, by the time it's compiled and built, it's very slim. And so it really, the focus is on the functionality that's provided by the components. And that means that there is a huge amount of potential for you to learn about all aspects of building flight software. And then you can, of course, dig in and look at the way the framework works, and if you are particularly wanting to or needing to, you can port the framework to alternative environments, by which point you would really have a very deep understanding of everything that's going on. But even so, even if you build software from the existing Lego bricks, you still need to take responsibility for the finished software. And there's a lot to learn about, for example, the real-time aspects of putting together flight software. And that's something that the development kit assists with, but it's never going to be able to do it for you or to hide things, because these are the fundamental properties of your system. So that kind of approach and all of the things that you can do and that you will do during a development approach with the FSDK and the MCS is really about supporting the building of skills, and it allows you to get started quickly, get stuck in and learn about building flight software, but without hiding everything from you. It allows you to use what we provide you know, that's come from previous missions, but it also allows you to replace parts of that with your own, and to get into detail in any area or aspect of the system as it goes on. You could end up replacing large chunks of it if you really want to, or you could focus on the areas that perhaps offer the most value for your mission, such as payload interfacing. And this is something that a number of other universities have used, and so there's a lovely quote here from Maeve at the University College Dublin, who's the lead software engineer and operations on the AirSat team, which is an ESA-funded, or at least partly ESA-funded program for building Ireland's first satellite. And it's really exciting seeing the work that the team at UCD have put together. They're an incredibly smart team there, and it's been a real pleasure to work with them. And we have had a long interaction with them over the past couple of years and seen how much they have gained from using the FSDK. And it was particularly UCD that's inspired us to put together this program. So we've supported a number of other universities along the way. Some of them are listed there. Some of the key ones, there's been other ones in a number of different countries. And in many cases, they have made very heavy use of different parts of the FSDK to help them get their flight software together, and some of them are also using the mission control software for operations as well. So the real aim of this is to give you access to flight mission proven software, but to allow you a lot of flexibility in how you use that and how you access it and how you apply it to your mission. And that's partly to allow you to customize everything for your mission, and also to maximize the ability for you to learn from what we're providing. And I think we would really like to see the innovative things that students can do with the products that we're providing. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we're doing a demo session on Thursday, that's the day after tomorrow, at 1 p.m. US Mountain Time, which is 2 hours earlier than this session started. And please come along and I will take you through all of the aspects of the FSDK and the MCS. And show you those working and show you how they can benefit the mission. So if you can't get to that demo session, but you're desperate to see a demo, then please let us know. If we get enough folk who are interested, then we will try and schedule something additional, and we'll put it, and then we'll try and contact you. So if you do contact us, it would be really helpful to let us know what time zone you're on, because that way we can try and do a demo that will cover all of the as many people as we can who are interested. Super. So I've got one question up here so far that I'm very happy to take. And so I have a question to ask: what's the basic knowledge to learn and use the FSDK? The FSDK is all based in C, and so a basic grounding in C is a good idea to start using it. It's not complex C that you need to be working with in order to be able to write your own components and to get started. And there are obviously a huge amount of example source code in there with the FSDK to help you learn. And hopefully the FSDK, because it structures things for you, at least to get started, it should allow you to get to focus on kind of programming in the small, to focus on the lines of code that will get you up and running. There are also tutorials that come with it, and we will be publishing more and more tutorials, especially focused on the academic program, as we go along, to help people get started. So yeah, the core language is C, and then along with that, there is an extensive Python API for the mission control software that can be used for automating it and for doing things like automated testing. So I hope that answered the question. If it didn't, then please, yeah, type another one. I'd be happy to answer it. How do you sign up for the demo? Excellent question. I think there should be a link on our SmallSat page, but also, yeah, if you go to that link there, at the bottom one that Andrew's showing, the SmallSat page on our website, then that is the place to sign up to the demo. You will see a link there, sorry, to sign up to the demo. So it's brightascension.com/smallsat2021, all in lowercase. Great. So if you have any issues accessing that, or you'd like, if that really doesn't work out for you, then as I was saying, please do drop us an email, or we're around during SmallSat on the live chat. So please let us know, and let us know what time zone you're on. So a few more questions I see here about using the FSDK to complete flight software. I think, so the first question is what the level of effort is to develop complete flight software. Little bit tricky to generalize that across all possible missions. If we pick a relatively straightforward mission, if you have if you were, let's say, for a second example, you were building a CubeSat using off-the-shelf CubeSat subsystems, which have support in our library already, and you were building your own payload, which has a brand new interface that nobody's ever used before. And so you need to integrate in with a custom set of spacecraft hardware that's all off the shelf, plus your own payload, which is going to require some quite specific payload handling. So the main things that are new in there is the combination of hardware, which might be unique to you, even if the subsystems are off the shelf, the interface to your payload, and then the way the whole mission goes together. And those are the kind of main things that you would need to do in putting together that software. For a mission that when we would use the FSDK for a mission, we have completed that within 3 to 4 months, and that includes testing time. So there is the potential to complete flight software within that sort of period of time, but I would suggest that if you're new to the situation, and obviously if you're doing it alongside studies or other university activities, trying to pack it into a single semester is likely to be quite ambitious. So I would have thought an academic year is a much better baseline to work through. In terms of APIs for interfacing with other kinds of software, what we're providing should be complementary to mission, for example, mission analysis tools such as STK, or perhaps numerical or algorithmic development such as MATLAB, or open source equivalents like Octave. So there aren't specific APIs for interfacing to those. There may be at some point in the future for the MCS for interfacing to something like STK, and we and our customers have taken code generated by MATLAB and used it within software components for things like attitude control systems. So we have used these tools, those sorts of tools, but there isn't a kind of direct interface, and that's big. Well, for the most part, that's because it's not necessary. And so the MCS itself is already widely used on a number of missions, and is kind of, I guess, equivalent to other types of operation software, because that's its focus, is for operating the satellite. With the major distinction in our case that it has this model-based approach with this tight integration with the flight software, which is not something that any other solutions in the industry offer. If you are, if you're struggling to access, I haven't checked the link for accessing the demo, but I might just have
I'm just typing an answer, Peter. Normally, if they go to the SmallSat link, I'll just put the link in the answer.
Okay.
At the very bottom of the page, you will find our 3 sessions that we're doing at SmallSat, all of which the demo. It's called the Generation 1 software demo.
Yeah, so I think on our site there is a generic book a demo button at the top of the page, but that's not the one you want. So you want to head down to the events bar, as Andrew was saying, and there you should find a link for the software demo session. Super. Well, I hope to see some of you at the demo session. It'd be great to show you the software and to answer any more questions that you might have. In the meantime, if you do have more questions, particularly if you've looked through the material about the academic programme, or you would like to start the process of applying, or you'd like to encourage you to apply for sponsorship as well, if you have a mission in the pipeline, then please do get in touch. And we'll be happy to respond. Great. Well, if there's no other questions, then I'd just like to say thank you very much for coming. And it was great to meet you. And thanks, Andrew, as well. And we'll hopefully see some of you at the demo session on Thursday.